Hey guys, listen, I just got home from my favorite pawn shop, and guess what? I'm pretty excited. I just picked up a brand new Taurus G3X. Taurus just came out with this pistol, and I've been waiting for my dealer to get one, and bam, he got one, and here it is. So real quick, got the box, we got all the paperwork, we have a lock. It does come with two 15-round magazines, and I will show you what this is here in a few minutes. But anyways, let's cut this tag off, put this box away, and get started. Yeah, look at that. But before we talk about this X model, let's take a look at this one here. Now, this is a G3C I picked up, 3 or 4 months ago. I did a review on it, and you know what? I was just really, really impressed with this. I mean, 100% reliable, straight out of the box. Now, it's a Taurus, okay? I like this Taurus as much as I like my Glock, my Smith & Wesson, or even my SIG. This is really a great little pistol, and so when Taurus announced they were coming out with the X model, I got kind of excited. My dealer got one in today, and bam, here it is. So actually, when it comes to the Taurus G3 pistol, there's actually 3 versions now. The original, the G3, is a full-size 9mm pistol with a 4-inch barrel, and that one uses a 17-round magazine. Turned out to be very popular, so they came out with their second version, the G3C. And this one uses a 12-round magazine, and barrel length is 3.2 inches on this. So on the X, or the G3X, I'm just going to call it the X model. This one is kind of a cross between the G3 and the G3C. Now this one uses the same slide as the C model, 3.2-inch barrel, but the grip here is a little bit different. This one takes a 15-round magazine. Again, 12 for this one, 17 for the full size, and this one here takes a 15-round magazine. So let's take a quick look at the magazines. All right, so here's your 12-round, here's your 15-round magazine. Now if we line up the bottom here, you can see the difference. About 3/4 of an inch. And let me show you something else. On this magazine here, it has 2 indicator holes, 6 rounds and 12 rounds. And magazine says made in Brazil. Now this is for the C model. The magazine for the X, look at this. Everything is marked from number 2 all the way to 15. Really like that. And you know what else I like? Look at this. Mekar, made in Italy. Mekar makes factory magazines for SIG, Smith & Wesson, Ruger, CZ, Walther. So real happy to see Mekar magazines. Now again, these use the same length of slide, but the grip is a little bit longer on this one, obviously, if it's going to use a 15-round magazine compared to a 12-round. So that's about what we have right there. Again, about 3/4 of an inch. All right, so this little guy, this is a empty chamber indicator. Now, how does that work? Well, very simple. Just stick it in the chamber, gently close the slide. Now, you can look at this and instantly know that it is unloaded. Another thing it does, because the slide is back slightly, the trigger will not work. All right, let's just take a close-up look at this. I tell you, I love the looks of this pistol. Polymer frame, striker fired, still slide. Does have a standard safety trigger on it. Yeah, look at that. That's kind of interesting. The frame says made in Brazil, and the slide says Bainbridge, Georgia. So I don't know if the slide is also made in Brazil. Probably not, but I really don't know. And of course it has the 1 Picatinny rail. Let's take a look at the trigger. This is actually a single action and a double action trigger on it. For instance, if the striker is cocked, when you pull the trigger, it's just like most striker fired pistols. It fires. And of course it's going to recycle. You go right back into single action. But if the gun fails to fire, it goes immediately into double action, and you can pull that trigger again to strike that primer a second time. Look at that. Yeah, I do like that. Now, because this does have a double action trigger, it does come apart a little different than most striker-fired pistols. So, what you want to do, of course, make sure the chamber is unloaded, the magazine is out, because you have to pull the trigger on this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back the slide, and I'm going to pull down both of these little tabs at the same time. Now, an easy way to do that, put the pistol in your hand just like that, and then you can bring that slide back just a smidgen. Bring those tabs down, release the slide, release the tabs. Now pull the trigger, and that frees up the slide in the barrel. Now I do want to point out, this does not have a whole lot of lube on it. In fact, it's actually pretty dry. And again, this is brand new out of the box. It's been fired several times, of course, at the factory, but man, those rails look pretty dry to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe off all this lube. Now there's a lot of lube right in here, but I'm going to wipe that off, put my own lube on. In fact, I'm going to use this Wilson Combat grease. Love this stuff. And I'm going to take the barrel out, run a dry patch through it, make sure there's no grease in the barrel, and put a little lube on this slide because it too is pretty dry. So once I do all that, we're going to get out to the range and put some rounds through this. Oh, on the magazines, real quick, one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to load these up and unload them several times, and then I'm going to load them up and let them sit overnight just to break in the springs. And hopefully tomorrow when we get out on the range, this is going to be just as flawless as my G3C compact. So, see you guys out on the range. All right, guys, here we are, ready to break in my new Taurus. Now, it is a little windy out here. My weatherman lied to me again. It was supposed to be a nice, calm day, but we're just going to have to deal with it. But anyways, let's get this broke in. I'm going to start off with Fedro 115 grain full metal jacket, 15 rounds, 7 yards. Yeah. Well, I kind of like that. You know what? I just happen to have 15 more rounds. All of those were a little high, but I'll tell you what, that texture, that is pretty rough or pretty aggressive. Man, I can sure feel that in my hand. Hey, I know some of you guys are going to ask me about my holster, so let's take a quick look at this. Now this is a paddle holster made by Forged Tech Holsters. You can also get this with a belt loop. But I have several of these, and I'll tell you what, good, inexpensive holster, and you know what, highly recommend them, guys. Yeah. Hey guys, you know, I put a lot of rounds through this today and not one single problem with it. 100% reliable. Really like this one. Glad I bought it. Now some of you are going to ask, well, which one do you like better, the G3C or the X? I'll tell you what, I have big hands. I'm 6'2". This X model fits my hand perfect. Absolutely love it. Anyways, thanks for watching my video, and we'll see you guys next time. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go home, clean this, and really do thank you guys. I appreciate you watching my video, and that just kind of sounded corny. Yeah, I know, that was funny.